Hello, everybody. How are you all? Very good to see you. Okay. Good afternoon. I hope it's not lunch time for all London Sangha. You have to have lunch, no? So you have after or before? After teaching. Then you have to skip your lunch. Then you all become slim. Just joking. Okay, very good to see you all again back here. Okay, you all are in good health, yeah, without any problems. Wonderful. So let's now, as I have just sent you the update version of Nolsang, I think you all managed to download, yeah. So I think this is going to be the latest one, hopefully. And Rigzin is very kind. He has translated every little part, so we can go through it a little bit. Okay, so let's just start reading from the beginning of it, which is the 7-line prayer, and we can go through it a little bit, and then we can start. I think my iPad is making sound, funny sound. So yeah, so the beginning of Nolsang now, I think you all managed to download, yeah, the latest one. Okay, so I think in the last one also have this. So in the beginning we start with 7-line prayer, which is the Gurumbuche calling, inviting, or whatever supplication. This is a very essential practice, I would say, because 7-line prayer to this Gurumbuche is, you know, I think many of you know, it's not composed, given by Vajra Yogini. It's not not someone, human being, you know, kind of, so to speak, human being composed. It is given by Vajra Yogini, and it has such immense blessings just by reciting, you know, immense, how do you say, effect. I would say it's a very effective practice. So Holiness was, you know, once in one of his teaching, he was explaining about the 7-line prayers, and so he always very clearly said it is given by Vajra Yogini, and then by reciting this 7-line prayer, normally Holiness would always advise us to read it as much as possible, especially when you go to bed. You know, before going to bed, just read 7-line prayers 7 times, 5 times, 21 times, and supplicate to Gurumbuche, you know, Guru, and then sleep. And then always in the morning or whenever, and especially when when you are in danger or you are travel, you know, there is a danger, I don't know, maybe landslide happening, or maybe when you are traveling, roads are very bad condition, and all these things, we very much tend to do the 7-line prayers because it's a very effective. So Holiness was explaining us about the 7-line prayers. It's very effective, especially to remove the obstacle of cigarette obstacle, you know, cigarette obstacle in the sense, you know, our mind. Cigarette obstacle is our mind, you know, our mind. We want to do, how do you say, we want to do practice, we want to have devotion, we want to, you know, to remove, or the, how do you say, give up the afflictive emotions, but we can't do that. Why? Because we have a lots of obstacles. So in order to, you know, get rid of the cigarette obstacle, the 7-line prayer is one of the best practice, you know, Holiness was teaching us. And not only that, I mean, external and inner obstacle, like when if you are sick, or if you have how do you say, problems, not fulfilling the wishes and all these things. Definitely there are a lot of people, by reciting the 7-line prayer. Some people do, we call it laduk, they just practice only 7-line prayers like 100,000 times. So by doing that, you will, if you are sick, you know with some disease, and then none of the medicine help, and then none of the doctors, whoever you go to, doesn't really help. So by reciting the 7-line prayer, you will totally recovered. So Holiness said he has even seen so many cancer patient who has cancer, and then there is no hope and nothing, no medicine will work, because it's the kind of the fourth stage, or I don't know, the final stage, so nothing can work now. But so Holiness advised to do 7-line prayers, and then they recovered fully. He has seen with his eyes. So this is such a effective practice. So we very occasionally, or very often we do with any of the practices, especially linked with the Gurumbuche prayers, we would always do that. So I think that's why we here with Nolsang, even though Nolsang itself doesn't have the 7-line prayer, but we put in the very beginning the 7-line prayer, because it's a very effective. So I would also recommend, I think many of you might be already doing it. If not, it's very, I think very, it's just you can have in your heart, how do you say, you can memorize, because it's a very short practice. So you can always do that whenever it's needed, if you are not well, or I don't know, when you're on traveling, when you have any problems, like danger and all these things, you can always do that. So it's a very effective. Yeah, so as it says here, let me just go through the explanation. I think it's quite easy to understand it. Hung in the northwest of the land of Oyen, yeah, so that is the Gurumbuche Pure Land, yeah. In the heart of a lotus flower, adorned with the most marvelous attainments, you are renowned as a lotus born. So that is the Gurumbuche. We are renowned as the lotus born. Surrounded by many hosts of Dakinis, following in your footsteps, I pray to you, please come to grant your blessings. So that's all. Anyway, there's no deep meaning in it. We are calling, or we are supplicating. So this can be a supplication, this can be a invitation, this can be a, I don't know, paying homage, or any part of prayer, a sort of practice we can. I think mainly when you go to sleep, it's a supplication. You are supplicating to Guru. And when you are in danger, or you are in problems, or you are sick, or anything, I think as a supplication you do, yeah, as a refuge. Sometimes you do as a refuge also. So anyway, that itself, I don't have to, in the northwest of the land of Orgin, in the heart of the lotus flower. So Gurumbuche, we say lotus born. Gurumbuche has no father and no mother physical. So Gurumbuche was born out of the lotus flower. So that's why we called it lotus born. Adorned with most of the marvelous attainments, of course, yeah. It's in Chogyong, so he has all these marvelous attainments. You are renowned as a lotus born, surrounded by many host of Dakinis, Daga and Dakinis, following in your footsteps. So we are supplicating, we are following your footsteps. Whatever you are doing, we will try our best to follow your footsteps. Means we will practice. I pray to you, please come to grant your blessings. So we are calling, or we are inviting, or we are, how do you say, requesting him to come and bless us. So Guru Pema Siddhi Hong is the heart essence or heart mantra of Guru Pema. So this is, we always do that. Okay, so let's do together. Pema jungne jisu da furdu kanju mungu gur higi jisu da ru jingi lopchi jisu guru pema siddhi yulgi numchang Pema gesir dumbo la yatsin chugi udru Pema june jisu Kurdu kandru mangpui guri kyuki jisu Dagru gi shingi lopshiri shizu Guru pema sidi Oige yulgi nupcha Sam pema gesir dumbo Yatsin chugi ngudru nye pema june jisu ja Kurdu kandru mangpui Kyuki jisu dagru gi jingi lopshiri shizu Guru pema sidi So the next, okay, let's read together first. Necho diru jinpo la chucho dala wanji gekta lo dene bashi chokan tunmo jum om benzer guru pema sidi hom benzer guru pema tojin zil benzer samaya sarva sidi phalava shima hari nisarata shiya chita shingi shing za next page Guru khandre soji gi dacha me be punam la lila kui chingi ngala sungi chingi lo ila tuki chingi wangji kurvare chingi lo gyuji tabare chingi lamji jore chingi lo kuji thopare chingi Om Ahum Benzer Guru Pema Deva Kaya Abhi Kinsa Waka Abhi Kinsa Hum Sarva Abhi Kinsa Sarva Abhi Kinsa Okay, so this the after 7-line prayer, this is also requesting or the supplication to Guru Rinpoche. So we can just do only the 7-line prayer. So this is a kind of extra part which is very, very effective and very, how do you say, when you read through it, we can understand. Let me read the translation of it. So bring down blessings in this supreme place. Yeah, so we are requesting bestow the 4 empowerments to this supreme practitioner. So it means ourselves, please bestow the 4 empowerments to supreme, the practitioner. Then dispel the obstruction forces, corrupting influences and obstacles. So we have always so many obstacles, so many, I don't know, corrupting or all this influence. So all, kindly dispel. We are supplicating Guru Rinpoche to dispel all this, in external, inner and outer, the secret obstacles, kindly dispel all of them. And then grant us the supreme and common siddhis. So, requesting Guru Rinpoche to grant us the supreme. Supreme means the getting enlightenment. And then common means common, whatever we need day-to-day life, the auspiciousness, the good wishes, the fulfilling wishes, all this, kindly grant common and both the supreme siddhis. So we are requesting that. So after that, Om Mahong Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hong is the heart mantra of Guru Rinpoche, and then Om Mahong Benza Guru Pema Thoten Benza Samaya Siddhi Bala Honga. That is also one of the heart mantra of Guru Rinpoche. And then the next one is, I would say this is a kind of 4 initiation. Yeah, so this the next page. So it's a Guru Khandu Chokchigi. So Guru, Dakini and assembly regard these devout children of yours. Oh yeah, so we are the kind of a children, child. We are child in the sense there are few aspects of child. Child normally this young age is a child. So there's another child is like the ordinary beings, like we us, we are child compared to the beings who are realized. Realized are not child, but we not realized being are like a child. So here we are saying children regard these devout children of yours, bless the body with the enlightened body. So that is the body, how do you say, vast initiation. So I would say this is the 4 initiation we can say. Bless the body with enlightened body. Our body is an ordinary body, so we are supplicating Guru Rinpoche to bless our body with the enlightened body of Guru Rinpoche. And then bless the speech with the enlightened speech. So our speech is ordinary speech. Whatever comes out from our mouth is very, very mundane, which doesn't make any sense. So bless our speech with the enlightened speech of Guru Rinpoche. We are requesting that. Bless the mind with the enlightened mind. Our mind is full of ignorance. Our mind is full of nonsense, rubbish, very ordinary. Even though we try our best to be, out of all this nonsense, but yet we can't do it because of our ignorance. So bless our mind with enlightened mind of you, Guru Rinpoche. So we are supplicating that. And then bless us the bestowment of the 4 and the empowerment. Bless us with 4 initiation or the 4 empowerment. Then by bestowing or by granting the 4 empowerments of Guru Rinpoche to us, so then what happens is, bless, so we are requesting, bless us in the purification of 4 tantras. 4 tantras, Gushi. Bless us the purification of 4 tantras, Gushi. I think these are 4 tantras. Yeah, 4 tantras. So I normally thought it's a gu, means same gu, our mind. So purify our mind. Maybe it's a gu. Okay, anyway, it says here tantra. Okay, I will think about it. And then Lamji Jong'ar, bless us the accomplishment of 4 parts. Yeah, so bless us to accomplish the 4 parts. And then Kujito Parchingilum. So by all this, accomplishing the 4 parts and then purifying the 4 defilement minds. So then the final result is, bless us in the attainment of 4 enlightenment bodies. Bodies. So that is the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, and then all the kayas in all together. So we call it Kuji, 4 bodies. Yeah. So bless us in the attainment of the 4 enlightened bodies. So so this is the Deva Dragini Kaya Abikinza Om. So that that mantra Kaya is the initiation of Kaya Abikinza, means the vast initiation, and Waka Abikinza is the speech initiation, and Chitta Abikinza is the how do you say, we can say the heart initiation, and then Sarva Abikinza Shi is the word initiation, from the 4 initiation. So this is a kind of receiving the 4 initiation from Guru Rinpoche. Okay, yeah. So then okay, let me talk about this long life of holiness. Rigzinla very kindly translated it. So let me just go through it because it's a very short one. So long life prayer for His Holiness the Gelong Drukpa, 12 Gelong Drukpa, offered by Ontu Rinpoche, as I mentioned the other day. This is given by Ontu Rinpoche, one of Holiness Guru. So Om Soti, so Om Soti means may this be auspicious. Yeah, Om Soti means may this be auspicious. So Jigmed Neto Palden Pe Maike, glorious lotus born who attained fearlessness. Yeah, so that translate that way. Protector of beings, great Lord of the universe. So very deep meaning, I would say on Rinpoche, that the long life for holiness he has given is a very deep meaning, in the sense we can understand the glorious lotus born. So lotus born is Guru Rinpoche, and also holiness is, as I mentioned the other, I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. Holiness is a right, the direct emanation of Naropa, and then direct emanation of Avalokiteshvara. There is no doubt about it, because I said the first Gelong Drukpa has 21, self-arising Avalokiteshvara in his ribs when he passed into Parinirvana. So till today we can see it, I think, back in Tibet. So, and also, as holiness is a emanation, or the how do you say, manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara and Guru Rinpoche is no difference, because Guru Rinpoche is Nirmana Kaya form, Avalokiteshvara is the Sambhoga Kaya form, and then Guru Amitabha is the Dharma Kaya form. So there is no difference. It's just a different, the body, speech, and mind manifestation. So here, as Andrew Rinpoche has given so clearly, glorious lotus born means Guru Rinpoche, and it very much clearly referred. It just made me talk about, when Holiness born, he was born in the Guru Rinpoche place, the Rivalsar lake where the Guru Rinpoche is himself born, and then the first month of the 10th of first month is the birthday of Guru Rinpoche. And sometimes Holiness jokingly says, he say, he came much earlier than, I think normally when the child born, there is 9 months, 9 months and something has to, the child stay inside the mother womb, and then when they deliver, it's after 9 months or something. But Holiness, I think he born with the 7th month, so he jokingly says sometimes, I was so hurried to come out in this world, so that means the day of the Guru Rinpoche birthday, why he has to born on the Guru Rinpoche birthday, means that really shows, or that really tells that he is an emanation of Guru Rinpoche. There is no doubt about it, Then when he was born, all these great masters, Beru Rinpoche, the Jum Rinpoche, so many masters are doing the Guru Rinpoche, different manifestation of Guru Rinpoche dance. So middle of that Holiness was born, so that really very clearly shows that Holiness is an emanation of Guru Rinpoche or Avalokiteshvara. As I said, Avalokiteshvara, Guru Rinpoche, and Amitabha has no difference. It's just a Dharmakaya form, Sambhogakaya form, and the Nirmanakaya form. Yeah. So, and Rinpoche says here, glorious lotus born, who attain fearlessness. So once you get realization, there is no fear. We have fear. Why? Because we have not gone beyond the realization, or that we haven't realized yet. So Holiness is the realized, the fearlessness one. Then protector of beings, great Lord of the universe. So of course, as the great masters, like all these great masters, as I said the other day, they are purposely, taking this human physical human being, human physical human form in order to help us. If they don't take the human form, we wouldn't have opportunity to get the teachings from him, from masters, because they are in a different form. We wouldn't understand the language, we wouldn't see even, so they purposely, deliberately come in a form of human. They take the human form. So as it says here, protector of beings, so masters like Holiness and all these great masters are protector of entire beings, all sentient beings. So great Lord of the universe, so his root guru wrote it, so all these great masters are, they are all are realized beings, so they all know how to, what is the quality of the masters. So great Lord of the universe. So I would say we are very fortunate, to met with such precious masters. We all are so fortunate. We all consider ourselves as a devotee, or the flower, or the disciple of Holiness. So we are very fortunate in that sense. It's very hard to meet, or very hard to how do you say, meet with the genuine or the authentic master in this kind of a degenerate time. So we are very fortunate, and we have to really appreciate, the fact we met with such, how do you say, precious or the genuine master. So great Lord of the universe, master of awareness, who achieved the supreme body of the 3 secrets. Yeah, so it says here, the 3rd line, master of awareness. As I said, the awareness or the alertness or the mindfulness is the key, or the how do you say, quintessence to get enlightenment. So all these great masters are the master of awareness. So when they become master of awareness, means they are realized being, who achieve the supreme body of the 3 secrets, who achieve the supreme being, 3 secrets or 3 kayas, we can say. May the holy feet of the supreme emanation remain forever steadfast. Yeah, is it says steadfast? So this is our supplication, or we are requesting that may the holy feet of supreme emanation, means your emanation, your being, holiness of his being, remain forever um, steadfast, means remain forever without leaving this world, or without passing into parinirvana. So may your the precious form remain forever. So that is the we always talk about longevity of the masters is the one of the essential practice we always have to think about. In order to have the longevity of your master, one have to keep the samaya properly, and one have to practice, cultivate the teaching we receive from masters. Masters just want to, they have unconditional kindness, or the love or blessings. They want us to liberate. They want us to free from suffering. They always want us to be happiness, free from suffering, free from problems, free from defilements, and then liberate from this samsara. So that is that they are the most, how do you say, the most important wishes for the masters. So in order to fulfill that, we have to practice, whatever they have taught us, whatever masters has given us, whatever instruction they have given us, we have to put them into our daily practice, not only intellectually keeping in our mind. It doesn't really help, so that we have to cultivate day-to-day life, and then mix, how do you say, get familiar, how do you say, familiarization with your day-to-day life, with your day-to-day thinking, with your day-to-day talking, with your day-to-day physical movement, that have to be mixed together. So then we are fulfilling the guru wishes. When it fulfill their wishes, then they will be remaining forever. Their longevity will be definitely be long. If not, then the problem with I think many of the masters, that's why we always say masters, the longevity is always in the disciple hands. This is what we always say. That also comes in many of the texts. It's fully depends on disciple hands. So if the disciple really do well, they are happy, and they will forever, because for the benefit of the beings, they are practicing what they advise is we are doing it, so they will be very happy to do it. If not, then it's a very heartbreaking. They have been giving us the teachings and teaching after teachings, but then we are just not moving it. We are like a stone, just forever same. I think for before 20 years when we meet master, I'm same person, and after 20 years of considering ourselves as a practitioners, if we are still same, still our emotions, afflictive emotions, are acting actively, kind of practicing, then when they will see, of course, all these great masters are omniscient. When they see, they read our mind, they see all our thought, our behavior, our verbal, whatever activities they would see, and then they really feel bad, nothing changing, nothing, there is no change, whatever I teach not benefiting them. So what's the point of living in this world? They came purposely in this universe to help us, so that is the main thing anyway. So we have to practice diligently. It's very important in order to have our master longevity. So here we are, the long life prayer, we say, may the holy feet of supreme emanation remain forever steadfast. So in the delightful groves of the higher existence, endowed with many riches, you are the gold of the auspicious Jambu River. So these are, kind of, how do you say, with the example where, so in the delightful groves of the higher existence, the Onto, higher existence, endowed with many riches. So endowed with all richness, whatever is in the higher existence, whatever it reaches. So great masters like holiness, everything they have endowed, That's what I think it's talking. And then you are the gold of the auspicious Jambu River. So Jambu River is an example, Shibe gets in Jambu Chue Sir. So it's a very auspicious, it's a very rare, so you are the like a gold. We normally in our Tibetan tradition, those days, I think in the past, we don't have the gems, like what do we these days we have diamond, these days we have jade. I think, you know, gold is not much you know, gold is, I think, the second precious, then the, I think, diamond and all these things, I think. But those days back in Tibet and all these places, gold is the first gem, you know, very precious, very auspicious, you know, the very, that's why it refers to the gold here. You are the gold of the auspicious Jambu River. So this is one of the river name. So Pende Lake, so the ever cool lake where all happiness and benefit gather. So this is the example, you know. So Pende Lake, so in the ever cool lake where all happiness and benefit gather. So this is the example. So what it actually referring is by your, how do you say, presence, you know, the guru, by just being, you having your presence will give the full happiness, you know, happiness and all the benefits you would kind of radiate from your very present human form, you know. So that's what I think it's referring to. So Zungdel Punsun Topegi, may the magnificent virtue of the state of union prevail. So that is, anyway, I don't have to explain that, it's clearly said. Yeah, may the magnificent virtue of state of union prevail. Punsun Topegi. So that is the kind of aspiration we are doing. Yeah. So this is, anyway, I think I would say is a very you know, the equally, of course, the one the Rinpoche has given is also, I think you all know the meaning of it. We have to know the meaning, you know, and then it makes a lot different when we know the meaning and recite, and don't know the meaning anything and just recite. I think that really makes a lot different. Yeah. So anyway, so this is given, as I said, offered by Ontu Rinpoche. Ontu Rinpoche has given. So this I think it's good to do anytime. And then after, oops. So after that, okay, now then I maybe probably I will go from this part tomorrow. Today I would, as I promised, I have to talk about the sirkim, yeah, the nectar offering, and then the dissolution part I will cover. So okay, let's now chant together from here and then continue Nolsang, okay, refuge and everything. I will remind you the visualization, all of this, just I would say this is self-visualization, all these things. Okay, okay, let's do together from here. Okay, we haven't recite the long life prayer. Okay, yeah, let's recite together and then continue with the practice. Namsudin jigme to palden pema ye kule wanchu shimbo juwe sangsum kunyi rigba zin julwe gesho dambe jaten jon tue palma trawe gatsil do shibe getsin zambu chuwe se pendele Kungil Madruso Zunjil Sope Gegunji. And I forgot, I think just it's an interesting thing to know. I think many of you might have read the Jewel of Heart when Rinpoche passed into Parinirvana. Holiness is written a book. Yeah, I think it's in English now, and also recently it's uploaded in the Tibetan ebook. You all can download if you haven't read yet. It's you know, it's a very, I mean, Holiness is written all the biographies of Rinpoche. So in that also, you know, as I was just talking about Holiness being the manifestation of Avalokiteshvara, so that is very clearly, Rinpoche has a red lotus in his palm, you know. It's a imprinted, it just came, you know, it's not a drawing or anything. And then Holiness was he's written in that book. One day Rinpoche was showing that, you know, to Holiness, and then say, oh, can you see a flower in my palm? And then yeah, Holiness saw it is a red color lotus in his palm, you know. So then said, yeah, I can see you might have draw with a red pen, Holiness said that. And then Burmese said, no, it's not a red pen. This lotus came the day you were born, I think when Holiness was born, this red lotus came in Burmese's hand, palm. And then Holiness said, he jokingly said to Burmese, oh, that means then when I die, then will that also disappear from your palm? And then Burmese said very clearly, no, you wouldn't die before me. I will protect you. Holiness is very clearly written in this, the heart of jewel of heart. So you all can go through it, So then, I mean, what actually that tells, it's a lotus, the red lotus. So that means in Tibetan, we call Avalokiteshvara Chakna Pemo, So Avalokiteshvara is always holding a lotus in his hand. The forearm Avalokiteshvara has the jewel, and then one has the lotus always in his hand. His or her, I don't know. Avalokiteshvara, we shouldn't be referring with either gender or anything. Avalokiteshvara has a lotus. So later, Mayumla and we were talking, and Mayumla very clearly said, yeah. So that means Holiness. I mean, that means that actually tells Holiness is the emanation or the manifestation of Avalokiteshvara, And I think there are many masters in the past. I think those good days, those good ages, I think back in Tibet, so many great masters, they just tell directly, this is Avalokiteshvara, this is Ishe Tsogel. For example, Mayumla herself is the emanation of Ishe Tsogel. So of course, Ishe Tsogel give birth to Guru Rinpoche, so there is no doubt about it. So this actually really, tells, it's just to, how do you say, I just wanted to share. I think many of you have read that book. If not, then if you are interested, you can always download now, and it's in English. It's in English also, already translated. So to have devotion, always it's important to know the biographies, know the reason, so then we will have a deep devotion towards our master. Otherwise, because of our ignorance or because of our, how do you say, defilements or negative influence of our mind, it's very hard to see Guru as a Sangye, Guru as a Buddha, very difficult. But sometimes we force ourselves, okay, even though I don't see Guru as a Buddha, let's see, we are forcing it. So when we know the reason, and when we know the kind of, let's say these days, or how do you say, proof, there are so much proofs that we can really, I mean, that prove, this lotus flower tells that it's a kind of a proof that is Holiness is Avalokiteshvara emanation, So these are good to know. I just wanted to share that. So then we will have a genuine kind of devotion, towards our Guru. When we have genuine devotion towards your Guru, then we are the one who will get profit, then we will get blessings. If we don't have genuine devotion to your Guru, and it doesn't matter, Guru is already Guru, nothing happened, even we have no devotion, doesn't matter, have devotion, doesn't matter. For ourselves, it's for our sake, to have ourselves have a fruitful result, to have that, in order to have that, we need the devotion. Yeah, so as I said the other day. So anyway, so that I also just kind of wanted to share with all of you. Okay, so let's recite together from here. Lama Kukam, okay, page number 8. Lama Kukam Zangwara Sulwade, Chodu Gutse Ringwara Sulwade, Chile Tarshingi. Sulwa debe lama tanjewa me berjingiro pende jumwe ne che buha temba yun ne pa tang temba zimbe gibu nam gutse gyalse tengyur chi chunga chimbo jai ne dugal semchene targi kalpa chewa samesu chitun zechin jugun chi gelwa gungo lamal yunga isum gubelo juenim badang jebe rabdud Vishakal musu shamdai ki china sawala me pa chutineget sonam gunam pa gundu sheba tome dune sabai tunam ket paradangal mige chuzo nyebe somal Namke dardu chukundu drula pimbra zebai dusum gel sechela gawe singe jira natsok sulge dulchala rasa Chitawa zapatani gachive tikchu chukur gurdu sulaguson Chileni samwa samgi mikya ba chisi kurwa desi nyange mida jusu zulan darshin kunye sabai Chidute majudu amale chansu nyingo tomchi Okay. Start with the modern day. Okay, refuge now, yeah? A refuge, so sense of renunciation, always thinking about the suffering of samsara, and then take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Namo lama de shi de gu gon sho Da da ju ju sin sin nam a jan shu par du yan su Namo lama de shi de gu gon sho song gi ra la Da da ju ju sin sin nam jan shu par du yan su Namo lama de shi de gu Concho sungi ragila Daga do do sin nama chansu pardu yasu Now the Buddhicitta Sinjendo Buddhandu Lama Sangi Gumeni Kala Gandu Jingi Lordulwa Singedo Sinjendo Buddhandu Lama Sangi Gumeni Alagandu jinegi duadulwa singedu singendu agundundu lama sangedu Alagandu jinegi duadulwa singedu Okay, let's do with all the mudras the second one, which is yeah, page number 18. Yeah, you all have it. Yang kang yi smo tu shua le zhong hei zhu ju tam ji du sang zi ka do ji zhu ri zha kun sum zong mi zang wei ji ma yi gyun tam ji du bei yan den nga tang den ba re yu ru su ba va shu da sarva da Subhava Shuddho Nama Sarva Tatha Gata Bayubi Mukhe Be Sarva Teka Yugade saparan imangagana kaso benzra amirta kunja hana hana Namasarva tathagata avalokite sambara sambara Gana avalokite Namasamanta saparana Rasme bhava samaya maham Duru duru shidaya zolani Namasamantam Buddhanam Chahe Shure Chabhagyate Mahasamaya Soha. Now you all are okay. Visualization all coming together. Okay, slowly it will come. We have to train ourselves, yeah. And then I think by doing it, then every day, I mean, there will be a little bit of improvement, yeah. Okay, Mudra, you all are doing okay. Okay, let's now the self-visualization. Yeah, you are self-visualizing Guru Padma Sambhava, but without any conceptual thought. Yeah, if we have concept, then as I said the other day, then that, how do you say, dismantle, or how do you say that really then you know, kind of how do you say, yeah, then it's diminished, or how do you say, collapsed everything. Yeah, so without conceptual thought. So when we say without conceptual thought, means always referring to the shunyata, you know, the existent yet doesn't exist. So as I mentioned kind of many times, I think many of us now, we are quite familiar with what it really that refers to, you know. So if we have concept of something, you know, this and that, and if we are very, you know, how do you say, clinging, very solid attitude to the existence of you know, the self visualizing itself, if we have a very solid conceptual thought, then doesn't make any sense, you know, then it rather not to visualize. So without any conceptual thought, you know, without, just be in the shunyata and then try to visualize yourself as a Guru Padma Sambhava. Yeah, okay, so that always we have to remind. So in the beginning we say, you know, it doesn't come spontaneously. Whatever, even the bodhicitta, relative bodhicitta, ultimate bodhicitta, self-visualization, shunyata, all this doesn't come naturally. Why? Because we are not used to it. So we have to always make it, you know, the make one, you know, artificial or whatever, the make, we have to make it, we have to remind and do it, you know. For example, the bodhicitta, it doesn't come naturally, it doesn't come spontaneously, it doesn't come. So, but we have to remind ourselves and make it for time being. And then slowly, you know, eventually that turns into the you know, the, how do you say, unmake, or how do you say, the natural, it turns to natural, and then it comes, you know. If we, you know, kind of a constant, if we do constant, that's why we say diligent is needed, constant, we will do it. So in the beginning we have to make it, and then, you know, in the middle, then it comes by itself, and then spontaneously, and later in, you know, I think when you are quite good in practice, then it just, everything just comes, you know, in one go, it just spontaneously comes. So until then we have to make it, you know, we have to make it, we have to remind it, we have to do it. Okay, so that is the kind of method. Okay, let's do together. Okay. Gadang zondre nundu maga zergueji Namni tuji longle sudangi bemali Jose tuing yam dember ula beja gojimsi Sao bedan chugo je durji duji dubanam Khajagani tayo gel gel bo chel bo beshu Yes, hola chamendara sound benajum. Indu kharchin tugeza garmoiran desibu. Kusuma dula mahu tele jindin ozim. Okay, now the invocation, invitation with bell and Damaru, and the bell and Vajra. Good begil bemadode zayavyu kurduba kandru gurjatautu guru debe Jinji bodu sudala wajibu tunzi namla Now the seventh branch prayer, yeah, offering prostration, offering confession, and everything comes in. Let's do together. Dhamma Goindel. Okay, now the front visualization. Yeah, so now Guru Rinpoche came and dissolved, or that you become inseparable from Guru Rinpoche, so that now you are kind of a wisdom, and wisdom deity and Samaya deity become inseparable. So you are now, you have to remain yourself Guru Rinpoche forever until the last. Yeah, and then now the front, you can visualize Guru Rinpoche and all these different guests in front of you. So that is the front visualization. Okay, so let's do together. Shivadani Joshagi Yegin Kurkunchanim Shodadun Mojudun Jumeze Bajumedya Sangari Mazumata Ningwe Bungalpari Narasu Zregeduja Nadeo Merin Bezu Sasumrol Bezo Yesu Kanjumai Tawadu China Sare Bajisu Yagitam Baginamla Harsuyama Deni do Chindu Nyami Belanduja Ejidene Kinamla Nichilo Edayagi Denminzu Ninjudete Son Perol Bedete. Okay, so now we visualize the front. We did the front visualization, and then all the, when we say, I think tomorrow I will focus on how important the motivation of secret mantra yana. We have to change everything, like when we visualize. So I think I will emphasize tomorrow on it. Anyway, so we have to visualize all these guests, really the Guru Rinpoche, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya form, Dhaka, Dakini, and all 4 different guests. You are now in front of you, and then we have requested them to be seated, and then now we will do all these different offerings. Yeah, all these offerings, and the smoke offering itself become the offerings anyway. So I think many of you have prepared very nicely, and then I think the whatever you can do. So with this, for example, Kim from USA, she had got all this. I've sent in our this group chat. I think she got all the ingredients. It looks so beautiful, I mean, very, how do you say, the color, and it's just amazing. So that's the great thing about it, when once we know what is the ingredients, and then if there is a facility to get it, you can get it, and then you can prepare. So we have to rejoice. For example, I think she said yesterday, she was telling me she had prepared, and then for today's Nolsang, so now we are doing Nolsang, and then I think all of you are, whatever you have prepared there, you are offering it, we are burning it. So it's even though if we don't have, we have to rejoice for those who have prepared it. They really, I think that when I saw this burned substances from Kim, I felt so good. I really felt very rejoiced. It looks so clean, so beautiful. The way how I think she decorated. It looks so amazing. So these are the kind of this is the way how we really do offerings. It's really good. So I think many of you, I think definitely have also prepared whatever we can do from our best. We try our best. So all these substances now we are offering to the front visualization Guru Rinpoche, your Guru inseparable from Guru Rinpoche, Dharmakaya form, Sambhogakaya form, Nirmanakaya form. So we are offering all these different, not only the burnt substances, as I said the other day. So many things we can visualize, so many, whatever the materialistic things, whatever we like, all we have to now offer to all the different guests. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. Now the Nolsang. Okay. Okay, page number 31. Same tango gamma re de benolo nyon modu she ano logo sumigil Yisum no la dulce minga bella andro no tam singa bedorje lopo no lo tokre mata andro no la bunya malawe sugyo suma no la sena sa pegasu amje no things in it to busy, Mamma let's say don't to be Someday no, say don't to busy. Dana no, I get to be Dana no, go to be wangi. Dana no, chado to be Lanam no timu besulje Lanam no la karamaratha shoyula Nimbohonul tapkon chupejela Nimbohonul misa takimla Kimdahanul misa timegon kya Lanam no leke paramisa bhumi Same Deo Parsumlalu Yenam no Kula Gunur Kimla Kimdahano Lungai Tandala Chalano Lunulukidangam Nudoshur Bujin Rutunaji Migmi Sayangan Gegabuji Mami Dishila Mazinatu Seota Inuni Deji Sipaza Jini Jing Senmoe Gonul Gogurmi Jip Navahauna Elanulvejatu Vichina Putinulve Meeting Sakarhema Musinulvezi Keto Jegapin Lanology Nemi Judala Nulvejasi Tekarada Jila Gotham Tokahandala Nulvejonam Demizu Jila Nulvejila Demizu Jila Nulveju Mugejo Kala Nulvejasi Saudahajini dala nula juzi Dojurma nula nulvedo Ilmi gyurjila nulve puji Tengin jojila nula jisa Bulburdo dala nula judmi Gozindo dola nula nakar Gompoju gosunula gor, no sondula da ponulengum. Golanyam gokinula gega, senzi jene kajinula mara. Limoshu matanula jingi, Wampoju molundela nulsemtur. Tunmi jujugila nulgiti, Jambanya malukila nulshagul, Sharuhuda tala nuladada, Zidanya malukila sunolwe, Limide gaftinela sunolwe, Simide lugishanul shachur, Nyamto churun zuchi, Singura chanudile bema, Nata zavan lochibur Satuche chuki zanuja. Jijina bunula punam jiji, Loki tulo jayamenu sonu, Muginul yusenul tarachi, Kumunul nalgumo zandatin, Sapenul zinul kunul tabju, Kunginul shive dursi sondu, Namenul destination banazin, Tivenul punyam metayeta, Luginul de la sopenul jiv, Tamchegun. My transcription has the one we have a K here, but this Nolsang doesn't have, because from here then now we have to visualize the burn substances. Yeah, so there's a difference, but this in this Nolsang, the one with the translation has no kind of it just continuing. So we all have to know here in transcription we do a K here, like K, so K is extra here, so maybe later we can put, or maybe this is a very little thing you all can write by yourself. And then from here we have to visualize the burn substances, yeah, as we said, like trees, and as it comes in the Nolsang itself. So we have to visualize burn substances very clearly, as much as possible, as beautiful as possible, as clean as possible, as vast as possible, yeah, as many as possible, so that we have to visualize, yeah. Okay, let's do it together. Jupai salatin chinjui, Rabdulene mi jugilungi, Ragbe zawaluineni, Keshin etemolainesu, Minbeshin lodaminesu, Kapeshin ejijunamalu, Kapeshin kadotirunuju, Dendeshin eshin sozindine karman, Akaru sishin kembayushin, Shupadang atushin paludakpa, Pinkarta umbu banyunyajit, Sirgotang pushing emotion pushing, Singne to dibusum tazandru, Mane to dirun then hegam. Kaveri ne dejuta soa, Yumata junagana dui, Rijeda dazarin jinji, Chimarada sikime chanta jindu, Kuiju gasum putangsum, Tangmata shatala zoangu, Namge surjingela pedanzi, Karmarada kukulgana jimbu, Natso so china sansunonji, Salveze merse chulungi Rabgyure namka jindu domber Give nga rang give me Sepai dijo disurna Ise dimendo Okay, now you can start burning, yeah, from here. So it's now we are purifying. We are, how do you say? All the we are get rid of all the contaminations of whatever physical, mental, verbally, whatever the deities all are contaminated. We are clearing, or that we are purifying with the burned substances. We are offering this smoke offering, so then that really clarifies, they really cleanse. So we have to feel, I think we should really, that it just came in my mind, after when we finish Nolsang, we have to feel purified. We have to feel very refreshed, like when we do Vajrasattva. I think if you have really deeply, one pointedly, you do it, you really feel it after you finishing Vajrasattva. You feel so fresh, you feel so clean, you feel so purified, So with Nolsang also, we should always feel that, after, by reading all this auspicious, the recitation of Guru Rinpoche's, Guru Rinpoche himself given by reciting this, and at the same time we are burning and we are offering, mentally, how do you say, but by visualizing, and also in reality you are burning more or less. We all are trying our best. So when we complete the Nolsang, we have to feel so fresh, and we have to have confidence that I purified, my body, speech, and mind now purified, all my defilements purified totally. Then I became so clean, so then we become, physically, how do you say, mentally we become clean. So when we feel clean and we are purified, then we also, our disease also get rid, disease also are removed, or we don't get any sick, we don't get any problems, we don't have any, I don't know, physical and mental problems, all go, purified. So then that we have to understand, and we have to feel it, so by visualizing it, and then it will purify. If we don't feel, we still feel that I have lots of contamination, and then smoke offering doesn't have anything, then of course the defilements and all this contamination always remains with you forever, so it's a your mind, everything, it's the, your mind is the creator of everything. So we have to do that, we have to feel cleansed after doing the Nolsang. Yeah, anyway, so let's do together. Ki mari wangino la ramju hi shesa tunge wangino la ringe sange sa gusumi gino la gusum la sa jinyam beno la lugi kandasa nyam la meno la shujong sumasa soktur chungino la mata kandasa Tamsingam beno la dulce lopata, sedung chu beno la jedam desa, tamzena deno la tali bon basa, selna sa beno la nulayang la sa, kunjimi zano la kazundam jesa, tingzin chu beno la side mamasa, sedung chu beno la niji junam sa. Sedang trupeno la jire namsa, Magel trupeno la gipe namsa, Ducha trupeno la wangila namsa, Chakdo trupeno la chakpela namsa, Imu trupeno la sesila namsa, Nuju trupeno la yula nyembosa, Anjurubeno la kimla nyembosa, Nyamchardimeno la pela namsa, Nizardino la gonjalana, Rapcheturzino la sigila namsa, Azenjivino la pola dalasa, Dijeshempeno la pela namsa, You me zano la sa la nam sa. Sin pero no la chala yembusa. Sin benamino la goila sa. Agino la kala jalasa. Shugino la palamalasa. You say no la malabuzisa. You say no la lenkilanam sa. Manula sunge japunanam sa. Inula changes algonanam sa. Yela nula chilla jula sa. Mukpadam parajibelanam Sahasuloti pasarajibelanam Sahasulota zoyorajibelanam Sahasulona samarajibelanam Sahasuloki paramidam primebami Yeya hatyo parsumanalu yena Sogo bula gunrikina yinda Tangalai tadala chala Tangalai yala gunurlosu Lawa nundimita jimi gupa Nama sishimi jodi surnato Tangajina sasumagaya bami Yeah, me touching make some good. Just do the bell just to save time because again then we will finish running of our time. Yeah. Okay. Let's next one. Is it okay? You all can follow. I'm doing a little faster. Yeah. You all can follow properly. Okay, so we will do a little faster, so then we will have time to talk in the end. Nolguna Brogarshini Sangu Chi Masin Khandro Zogi Nolguna Balam Darati Sangu Chi Shigyo Suma Zogi Nolguna Shasana Suti Sangu Chi Zari Gonbo Zogi Nolguna Karsam Ji Sangu Chi la sin dege zogi Nolguna chinchimin ji sangu Chi ka sudam chen zogi Nolguna chimaroku ji sangu Chi la nami zang zogi Nolguna prakarishu ji sangu Chi luna mi zang zogi Nolguna lumina suti sangu Chiyena mi tazugi Tarsenta suti sangu Chi sada mi tazugi Nolguna nyati sirkuti sangu Chiyena mi tazugi Nolguna takwa sirkuti sangu Chi da mi zogi Nolguna kemba sirkuti sangu Chi yula mi zogi Nolguna banyu karsum chi sangu Chi nurla mi zogi Nolguna shemar ziputi sangu Chi yala mi zogi Nolguna rinchina suti sangu Chi kangla mi zogi no guna lagana suti sangu thabla mi za zogi nol gurna shapu champuti sangu jila mi za zogi na zoti sangu phola mi za zogi no gurna tarzuna suti sangu Mitsa tsogi nulguna shimar pakim chi sangu chi chihla mitsa tsogi nulguna dekar tishu chi sangu chi chihla mitsa tsogi chi sangu chi la mitsa tsogi Nolgurna lashin surkati sangu Lula mitza zogi Nolgurna gugana ji sangu Sungula nam zogi Nolgurna shindrimituji sangu Richela nam zogi Nolgurna yushupaluji sangu Jigatinila namazogi, no gurna pranashinichi sangu, Jilugi bosan zogi, no gurna lachaminichi sangu, Zinur lonchu zogi, Shinjoti zamingi sangu, Shino dimi zatamche, Tasane china zindu Lamai damno lwayunaya Shinchoti zamen gi sangyurji Pao khandrno lwayunaya Shinchoti zamen gi sangyurji Shigyo sumano lwayunaya Shinchoti zamen gi sangyurji Punyalekano Lwayunaya Chinchoti Zamini Giye Sangyurji Sangrilanam no Lwayunaya Chinchoti Zamini Giye Sangyurji Lasindege no Lwayunaya Chinchoti Zamini Giye Sangyurji Jikten Gyohano Lwayunaya Shinchoti Zamin Gi Sangyurji Tingilanam no Lwayunaya Shinchoti Zamin Gi Sangyurji Parginam no Lwayunaya Shinchoti Zamin Gi Sangyurji Ogilunam no Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Jidane dano Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Chetan chamjeno Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Jiten lasuno Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Sajine sano Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Jutkila sono Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Govilangano Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Malapuzino Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Talapembono Lwayunaya Shinchoti zamin gi sangyurji Nurla chupono Lwayunaya Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji lunglamen bono loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji ralatsir mono loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji jinglatsang pano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji phugla ke thono loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji gola dayano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji tabla yulmono loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Ola dalano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Nola yanlano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Shukla zulano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Zelatolano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Zelatolano loa yonaya. Shinjoti zamen gi sangyurji Okay, now let's recite this one in English. Yeah, I think it's a good as the exchange. Let us all recite in English, so then also we know the meaning of it. Okay, I hope I can. And sometimes some words are very difficult. Anyway, I will slowly do it. You all do together. Okay. Okay. K. Even if the deities of guardians of the master and disciple yogis and their retinue are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the stainless temple is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deities clothing their long robes and armor are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deities' jingling ornaments are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the sharpness of the deity's weapon is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's food of 100 flavors is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's drink, libation, poured in offering is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's horse, tempo is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's yak, sholmo is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's ship, Donpo, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the deity's goat, Trao, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the guardian's Maya substances are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the guardian's animals are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the offering substances are and the accomplishment substances are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the various support substances are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if we went against the wishes of the deities and guardians, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Yeah. So let's do second one also in English together. Okay, so then okay, even if the worldly power of us people, master, disciple, and retinue is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if retinue, the quintessence of the learned is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if intelligence, the quintessence of a leader, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if bravery, the quintessence of youth, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the thumb, the quintessence of marksman, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if accumulations, the quintessence of abundance, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if speed, the quintessence of the stallion, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if procreation, the quintessence of livestock, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if nutritions, the quintessence of food, are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if power, the quintessence of ruler, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if wealth, the quintessence of rich, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if growth, the quintessence of prosperous, is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if all three, the ruler, the rich, and the prosperous, are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Furthermore, even if the robes that we yogis and our retinue wear are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the knives we carry are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the food and drink we consume are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our home, bedding, and dwelling place are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the cushion we sit are on contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal of precious plants. Even if our people and family lineage are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our servant, attendants, and retinue are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if the cattle and guard dogs are contaminated, let this be purified through the fragrance of precious plants. Even if our food, wealth, and possessions are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our strength and power are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our radiance is contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our lifespan and merit are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Even if our good fortune and charisma are contaminated, let this be purified through the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do this one with motivation of benefiting the sick people. Yeah, all those who are going through all this COVID-19. Now even in Ladakh, I mean, there are so many, it's increasing day by day. So many COVID-19 cases. So anyway, for those people who are sick, we should dedicate for all of them and do from our, with pure motivation is very much needed. Okay, now in Tibetan. Do chale yu lune sangirji sing choti za mengi tu padi ta pa yu ju yanda porji tin sangirji sing choti za mengi tu padi ta pa yu ju yanda porji timugle yu peken sangirji sing choti za mengi tu padi da ban yu ju yan da bo ji gi Duanam ji nenam sangir ji chinjo je za mengi de badi da kan yu je yanda parji gi ning lu gel go nenam sangir ji chinjo je za mengi de badi da kan yu je yanda parji lo ze lu ze nenam sangir ji chinjo je za mengi de badi 나간 규주 연다 골지기 진괴사다 내남 상결지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나간 규주 연다 골지기 슬로지위 내남 상결지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나간 규주 연다 골지기 칼좀루세 내남 상결지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나방의 구주 연다 골채기 고정이고 내는 상일지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나방규주 연다 골채기 고다엘라 연바 상일지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나방규주 연다 골채기 샤당바베 내남 상규지 신조제자 맹기드바디 나방규주 연다 골시기 착방주세 내남 상규지 신조제자 맹기드바디 나방규주 연다 골시기 르다신비 내남 상규지 신조제자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 인다 골지기 사간 주기 내는 상일기 신조지자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 인다 골지기 나간고 냠바 상일기 신조지자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 인다 골지기 욱다남시 냠바 상일기 신처지자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 연다 골지기 발가투도 냠바상유지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 연다 골지기 세상소남 냠바상유지 신처지자 맹기드바디 나간 유주 연다 골지기 가지왕다 냠바상유 Okay, let's read this one in English again. Yeah, as it change. Furthermore, yeah, everyone has. Furthermore, let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify all of us, master, disciple, and retinue, who are contaminated by murder, filth, and pollution. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination of the earth, contamination from smell of sin food, and contamination from widowhood. From myself, my sponsor, and their retinue, let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination from adultery, infertility, menstruation, and children born of incestuous relationships. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination from lepers, from people who are chronically ill, and from the pollution of broken samaya. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination from smelly things, bad smelling things, and stiffening smells. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination from ghost of the dead, or from the living murders of blood relatives. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify contamination from sinners, from butchers, from promise breakers, and from murderers who kill with swords. Let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify the contamination that comes from offering in substitution offering ceremony, supreme impure that has already been used. Furthermore, let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify all impure contamination, pollution without exception. May all contaminations be purified by the medicinal fragrance of precious plants. May all be made clear like the cloudless sky. May there be radiance like the bright light of the full moon. May there be growth like the waxing moon. May there be blossoming like a flower with 1,000 petals. May there be ripening like the 6 grains of autumn. May the government be as stable as Mount Meru. May need and wants be made as if from wish-fulfilling jewel. May the spiritual lineage shine like the sun and moon. May courtiers and subjects gather round like constellations. May livestock multiply and grow like plants. May fame and renown resound like thunder. May our lives be long, healthy, and happy. May we remain for 100 years and see 100 autumns. May all be perfectly auspicious and excellent in every day, every way. Okay, so there's the aspiration. Yeah, I think that makes difference, isn't it? When we read in English, we know all the meanings, instead of reading always in Tibetan. So we can always take turn. And also, I don't know, timing wise, I thought if we read in English time, it will take shorter time, but I think it's more or less same, isn't it? Okay, so now let's okay. Do one this Lungta Yarke, the smoke offering called raising the good fortune. Yeah. So this one we can just do in different melody, as I told you one melody already. So maybe today different one. Yeah. Okay, the first one. I think the first one will be good. I think you all are maybe familiar with. Okay. Ke san chu bun sum so ba di sang gi chu dang gi dun dang la ma yi dam khan ju dang chu gyo nu la de da 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 la su jin gyo pa nam san chu ya jin di la lung da da ri dong zhu zhu Yugi Shona Bela Lunda Devi Dalani Tacho Gil Bobala Yuryo Jevi Dalasa Dagi Lunda Devaju Gute Lunda Gitu Keshargi Shona Bela Lunda Dare Dalani Tung Sing Yu Bajin Pazla Chevi Dalasa Dagi Lunda Darwaju Gute Lunda Gitu Sud Kilo Ishona Bela Lunda Dare Dalani Yuju Zangi Zivajin Marge Chevi Dalasa Dagi Lunda Darwaju Gute Lunda Gitu Sud Kenu Kishona Bela Lunda Dare Dalani Lunda Tsugi Dilejin Pangam Chevi Dalasa Dagi Lunda Darwazu Lunda Gitusu Kechangi Chona Bela Lunda Dare Dalani Nochinur Vidur Zujin, Tobshujin Giralasa, Dagilo da Darwazu, Gudvelo da Gituzu, Kechangi Samna Nebela, Londa Devi Jalani. Juelo da tarvarzu parkhagin parkhelo da tarvarzu gutpelo da gedus mewa guilanamsa mevelo da tarvarzu gutpelo da gedus Loda Jadlanamsa Lodelo da Tarvarzu Good Pelo da Geduzo Govela da Gupela Pola Mola Jalada Chala Lela Dagilo da darwarzu good pelo da gitusul kechilo da yerlagi lulazi bazalgi haladin benuzi simla devi dinzin git nedon barji jiwarzu Seso doju piljingi nasi wandu jagi jo gelsin jor dote don gundu bada gello yalo la gello da chala gelchi na choduri samlabo Chulwe chile Juparajudo Om Sarva Vijaya Samaya Vijaya Padipiti Kyu Sarva Dudu. Okay. So there is the Lungta again. Now it's easy. So it's already put, yeah, I think put in the Nolsang, so we don't have to go into Rosary to read it. Yeah. Okay, so the next is now, as I said, so here now it says halekado, nectar offering. So this is the, we call sirkem in Tibetan, yeah, the sirkem offering to the protector. So, okay, so now let me talk a little bit about this sirkem, what does actually it means. So, as I said, if I literally translate sirkem, Tibetan word into English, so I think that called golden beverage, yeah. Sir is a gold, so sir is so golden, and then kem is the beverage, the liquid thing which we offer, It can be alcohol, it can be, I don't know, juice. Normally, mostly we do kind of alcohol. So what does that represent, and what does actually that means? So One's Holiness has given us a very clear teaching on it, and then I have kind of, I was transcribing it, so I just want to go through it for all of you also. I will try to explain whatever I can do. So so sir, that gold, what gold represents, sir kem, we say sir kem, golden beverage, yeah. So there, I think there are so many explanations, different explanations. So here, what Holiness taught us is kind of the external, I think there are external explanation, inner explanation, and secret explanation, deeper explanation on it. So the external explanation is, sir, when we say gold, gold, if we are possible, I think traditionally, not only traditionally, I think we have to do it when we do the nectar offering. If we have to have a little bit of gold to offer. Holiness said, I think all those days, I think in the past, Holiness and all these, I think great masters, they used to, how do you say, grate a little bit of gold powder from a gold, and then they put this gold in the nectar offering bowl, little bit of gold, the gold powder. And then we offer the beverage, the alcohol, so gold, that's why we call it sir kim, sir. So salt is the gold. We have to really offer a little bit of gold powder or little bit of gold. If we don't have gold, so Holiness said we have to kind of, in the nectar offering bowl, we have a specific for nectar offering bowl. It looks like, there's a bigger one here and then smaller one on the top, which is the, I think dedicated for the nectar offering bowl. So inside that we have to write, we have to curve, I think literally we have to curve the golden lotus in it. So I think those days they used to do that, all these great masters practitioner, when they do nectar offering practice. So they have to, if you don't have a gold in, real gold to offer, or the powder to offer in the beverage, so then they already, and they, I think from the beginning, they have to curved, or the right with the golden curved lotus on the nectar offering bowl. And then we put, we offer the nectar into it. So that become sir kim, sir is the gold, and then kim is the beverage, the offering. So that is the external, external thing, external explanation is gold, and then beverage offering become sir kim, the golden beverage. So so then here, so what actually gold represents? Gold, the golden or the gold represents. So gold, as I just mentioned in the beginning, I think in Tibet, or I think even today, I think Himalaya or all this, I think who are not so oriented by the diamonds and jade and all these precious gems. So gold is the first, the best gem or jewel we consider. So gold. So actually we call, so when it is, how to say, as it is the precious, very precious and very expensive and very valuable, so we call it a precious jewel. So gold we call it precious jewel, kind of a precious jewel, which we call it precious jewel norbu in Tibetan. In Tibetan we call norbu. So if I translate that, I think they call it wish fulfilling, I don't know, whatever there is an object, I think these days in regeneration time, I don't think we have it, I think, but in the past they have the one Avalokiteshvara is holding. We say precious jewel. He is look at the four-armed Avalokiteshvara. The first two arm, he is holding a precious jewel like that. So Norbu, we can see this is a very auspicious sign, and we draw and we can see in many temples and all these different places. So this that sir, or the precious jewel, represents Norbu. The precious jewel, it becomes precious jewel. So that represents, when we say Norbu, in Tibetan we call it Norbu, the precious jewel, that represents skillful means, thap, the existent part, that represents existent part. Norbu, normally it's very common, I think in English it's difficult to translate, but if I say Norbu in Tibetan, I think we spontaneously, or we naturally would understand it's referring to the thap, skillful means. So precious jewel, or the gold represents the thap, skillful means. And then beverage represents the emptiness, shunyata. As we know, as when we have Ganachakra, the eating part, and then the drinking part. So eating stuff always represents skillful means, and then drinking part always represents the shunyata, or the emptiness. So beverage represents shunyata, or the emptiness. So when we put the golden, externally we have gold there, or maybe gold powder or gold curved or whatever, and then when we put nectar into it, what we are practicing is the Mahamudra. Sirkem is nothing but it's a practice of Mahamudra. Sirkem is nothing but is a practice of union. It's a practice of union. But I think many people, I think including ourselves, when it comes to nectar offering, it becomes kind of a something, you know, alcohol offering to all these protectors, JT and all these things, just to, you know, make them happy or something like that. You know, we have that view. You know, we don't have any profound view rather than that, I think, many of us. So this is a great teaching when Holiness taught us everything, you know. So Sirkem is such a great practice, should be doing by a advanced practitioner only, you know. If we don't have an understanding of union, and then we wouldn't do it. That's why I think many masters, I think Holiness root gurus, Holiness was very clearly many times kind of you know, sharing with us, you know, that those guru wouldn't like us, you know, ordinary being to do Sirkem practice, you know. Also don't do it, Sirkem practice, because we have no understanding of union, you know. Sirkem practice is nothing but it's a practice of union, Chagya Chenpo, great perfection, you know. So the Sir represents, as I said, skillful means. The Norbu, precious gem, represents skillful means, and then the beverage represents shunyata. So by doing that, we are practicing Mahamudra. It's such a great practice to do, you know. So that is the kind of a literal meaning. And then, but I think, I don't know in your case, I think many of you are from Western countries, and then I think whenever you travel or you don't have any problems of visa and I think, but in our case, you know, like in Himalayas, when we have to go to America, when we have to go to, I don't know, London and all these places, Taiwan and all these places, many people have problem of getting and not getting visa. So they I think, very sad thing to say, you know, they always do Sirkem practice in order to get visa, you know. When they apply for visa, they do Sirkem practice, you know. So there's a very mundane way of Holiness. It is very sad to do it, you know. So rather we do something, you know, we should give money instead of doing such practice in a very unvaluable way, you know. In order to, you know, how do you say, receive or they get visa, we do Sirkem practice, I think, which is quite common in Himalayas. I mean, I hate to say that, it's quite unfortunate, but then many people do that, you know, because Sirkem practice is when we do this protector, you know, the Sirkem to the protectors, then we are kind of, you know, asking them for give something as, you know, as a return, which is to or apply, you know, getting visa, I think getting you are successful in your job, and all this mundane materialistic thing, to have a how do you say, a promotion or whatever, you know, to get good mark in your examination, not to fail, you know, to pass your examination, all these things they do Sirkem. So which is no good. That's why, which is, you know, many great masters, they wouldn't recommend you to do Sirkem unless you are a practitioner of union, unless you have a, you know, understanding of what really Sirkem means. So if we know that, so Sirkem is nothing but we are practicing the union practice. We are doing it, you know, is a shunyata practice. We are doing it, you know, the external, how do you say, the existent part, and then yet it doesn't exist. Whatever we always call the practice of the, you know, the ultimate practice, we are doing it. Yeah. So that is the literal meaning. Yeah. So that is the one anyway. So it's nothing but the practice of union. We have to understand that. Yeah. So it's quite clearly, Holiness give a very short teaching, but it's a very sharp and very clean. I mean, very sharp and very clear about it. So Sirkem is like that. So when we do Sirkem practice, so these, you know, like getting visa and having successful in one's life, these are very temporary, you know. So temporary things comes spontaneously. If we really do practice of union, the temporary accomplishments just, you know, pours upon you. We don't have to really expect that, you know, it comes. But the main thing what we are asking is to, you know, understand the realization, true nature of your own mind, as we have always been talking, and what is our final destination, what we are really aiming for, what we are really looking for. That target should be, you know, practicing. So by Sirkem practice also we are targeting the same thing, to get realization, to get rid of our ignorance, to get rid of our ego of, you know, I self, I being exist, you know, by Sirkem practice. So the skillful means shows the I being doesn't exist. Beverage represents that I, you know, it I mean, it's like an illusion. You are there, yet the absence of the solidity, you know, yet the absence of inherently existence. So that, you know, by circumpracticing, we always have to understand the ultimate goal, you know, the realization, the true realization of your own mind, true nature of the Buddhahood, you know, that we are aiming for by circumpractice. So that is the kind of circum meaning. Okay, now then let's go through the circum a little bit by the translation, from the translation. So circum offering by the protectors. Hale kadog zupsar namangzin holidays. So these 4 lines are the cleansing. Yeah, again, we have some substances to offer, which is the beverage. Can be alcohol most of the time. If not, then sometimes we also do the you know, we can as a substitute. It's not necessary. It's not that, you know, if you don't have alcohol, then you can't practice a nectar offering. You can as a substitute, we do the tea bag. You can put tea bag in the water, in hot water, and then let it become kind of a very how do you say, rich, and then we can offer that also. We do that also. Yeah. And then when you do it, I think these days we put little bit of rice in it. I think that actually represents the gold. Yeah, something we are putting in it. So we don't have the gold, so we are putting a rice there. We can visualize anyway. If you don't have, you know, if you don't have gold, or the not carved gold, so we have to visualize as you know, with the deep understanding. Then that makes really sense, you know, that serves the purpose. So so these 4 lines is cleansing. Whatever we are offering, be water, or the tea bag, or the, you know, black tea, let's say black tea, be it a Coca-Cola, be it a beverage, some fruit juice, be it alcohol, whatever you have. So that, you know, I mean, we are buying from shop, we are buying from I don't know wherever, so it can be contaminated, you know, from many directions. So in order to purify that, we have to do these 4 lines of purifying or the cleansing. So hale kadog zuksar namangzin, the letter ha, yeah, letter ha, ho, she is a 3 very important letter. So ha, dissolve. Letter ha, we have to visualize the letter ha, which is here in the Tibetan ha, yeah. So letter ha, dissolve, and as it translate here, the letter ha dissolve and turns into articles of numerous and wondrous colors and forms. Yeah. So not only when we say, you know, the nectar offering means not only a little bottle of alcohol we are offering, you know, again, they're like a very narrow-minded way of thinking, you know, little bottle of alcohol I'm offering. And then the offering bowl is also very little bit small one, you know. So that very become very, because of our narrow-minded, we have such view, you know. So as broad as possible, as many as possible, the nectar offering bowl has to be, you know, filled with this universe. We have to, you know, that's why it says here, letter ha dissolve and turns into articles of numerous and wondrous colors and forms. Yeah. And then letter ho, the second one, letter ho, dissolve, and from it arises endless clouds of incense with fine aromas. Yeah. So letter ho, dissolve, and then it becomes the offering, the beverage or whatever we are offering becomes endless clouds. It means a lot, you know, it's an endless finishing. It would never finish, you know. It's not that I have a little bottle of alcohol and I offer it and I finish it, you know. It's an unfinished kind of, it becomes an unfinished, you know, endless clouds of incense and with the fine aromas, and then the aroma, the fragrance of the alcohol or whatever we are offering, it's such a great aroma it has that we have to visualize. And she, letter she dissolve and turns into wealth of taste and nourishing power. So letter she dissolve, and it turns into wealth, and wealth, and it becomes a kind of a, how do you say, the abundance of taste and nourishing power by offering this, but that's why we are offering this to deity and Buddha, Dharma, and mostly we say deity and all the protectors. We are, by offering this, they are fulfilled, their wishes will be fulfilled, whatever they, even though they have not such wishes, but to accomplish the merit for our sake. So we are offering it, as good as possible, as good smell, how do you say, good fragrance, good incense, good, not only, I mean, we can again visualize here all sorts of offerings, not only the beverage, but mainly here it's a nectar offering. So we have to focus on the beverage and all this, the container, or where we offer the nectar, that we have to be, for example, we can visualize the nectar offering bowl itself is made out of gold, itself is made out of, I don't know, crystal, made out of diamond, made out of gems, made out of jade, whatever, big container, thousands of them, millions of them. And then we are pouring the beverage, with the fragrance, with the nourishing power, with protein and with energy and everything, we are pouring that to all the protectors. So it's another set of offerings. Yeah. Okay, so then after that, then now here he says, while offering the nectar offering. So if you have that, then every 4 lines you have to put, like, every 4 lines you have to put little bit, every 4 lines you have to put little bit in the container, the nectar offering container. Every 4 lines we have to also play the bell. And then if you are 2 people or 3 people, or anyway, if you are too few of you are together, then one can stand up, and then on the shrine, set up your offering bowl on the shrine properly, clean it nicely, you decorated it in the beginning of the Nolsang, and then when you reach here to this point, and then one of you can stand up and then start pouring into the offering bowl. Every 4 lines we have to, for a little bit, and then every 4 lines, and then once you finish doing the nectar offering, it's filled. The container nectar offering bowl is filled with the nectar, yeah, and then which that we offer to outside, we can take it outside, and then visualize that this offer to all the great Buddha Bodhisattvas, and mainly to the Dharma protectors, yeah, that we have to visualize. Okay, so from here, I don't think I have to recite. You all can go through the translation. I think Rizila has put a lot of effort to translate all these things. So here, just the names of the deities, we don't have to go through it. No, there is not much of deep meaning again. So deep is the main thing, as I said, we have to understand, we are practicing the practice of union. So from here, as he said here, to the Vidyadhara, Guru, Idam, Daka, Dakini. So all the names of the protectors comes, yeah. So if you are good enough, if you are smart enough, then you can visualize one by one all these protectors. If not, then it's okay. All these protectors are inseparable from your own guru. These are the wrathful manifestation of your guru, who came in a form of wrathful in order to benefit those who can, who can benefit with the wrathful form. So that's what we have to understand. Main thing is that, anyway. So then, yeah, you all can go through it, and then if you have any doubt or any question, you can ask. Yeah. So I don't want to go through all these names of the deities. So then flip the next page. And then page number 93, go to 93. So from there is another set of the nectar offering. Sometimes you can skip it also. No, not necessarily you can do it. If you have no time, this part you can skip. So from here, put the Geje 93, the first line, put the Geje. So accept this first portion accomplished to the enlightened activities entrusted. As it says here, first portion, yeah. So it's a very important in anything, for example, when we we have to do offering, you know. When we eat food, we always do offering, you know, to offer to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, to your guru. So first portion. So if you are really putting it, we have to offer the first portion. So that become the most clean, most, you know, even before we are eating and before we are consuming, we have to offer. So here in every line it says the first portion we have to, you know, the most clean one, best part, we have to offer to all these Buddha, Dharma, and Dakatakinis. So except this first portion accomplish the enlightened activities entrusted. So this part until here you can do, and then the latter part you can skip if you don't have time, yeah. Or if you have time, then you can continue. So from here also again, then there are lots of name of the deities, protectors, like to the guru who embodies the three kayas of three transmission, to the assembly of peaceful and wrathful idams, to the object of refuge, the three precious jewels. So in the beginning, your guru, Dharma, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha comes, and then later, all the deities, all the Dharma protectors comes, okay? So this part, if you have time, you can always do that. If not, then you can always skip it. And then from page number 93, you can jump to this one. Page number 104. Yeah, this is sometime you can do it, sometime you can skip it. It's a optional kind of thing, okay? So okay, so now page number 104, look at the page number 104. Grant all the city immediately, may you wish fulfilling Dharma Palas, fulfill our wishes. So we are requesting to fulfill our wishes, which fulfill, you know, our wishes is to, the main wishes is the ultimate realization is our main wish, yeah. And then temporary comes, as I said, we don't have to really ask for. And then page number 104, the fourth line, yeah, from there here. So here it says, now I request you, my desire aims, from now on become my friend, from the higher places be my watchman, from the lower places be my sentinel. We say sentinel. Be my sentinel. In the darkness, light me lamps. So we are, you know, we are requesting that to the protectors. Shatter the troops of the enemy, conquer the demonic forces, accomplish our intentions, fulfill our wishes, increase our wealth and longevity, provide us with auspiciousness and prosperity. Yeah, so that is the request. We are kind of requesting all the protectors to grant us all these wishes. Yeah, and then we finish now. Okay, so that is the nectar offering part is the last part, and then after that we do Banjar Sato Samaya Manupalaya. So every ritual has, you know, when we finish, when it comes to end, we have Banjar Sato Samaya. Why? Because this Vajra Sattva practice is to, you know, whatever, while we are doing the ritual practice, we might sometimes we mistakenly read it, sometimes we you know, mistakenly we visualize it. So there is a lot of mistake we can do, you know. So in order to, how do you say, confess. So this is the confession, this Vajra Sattva. We always, every ritual practice has a confession. So Vajra Sattva is the confession. Whatever we might have not read, maybe I how do you say, I missed reading one line, I missed reading, I don't know, visualization, I forget visualization, I, you know, I got distracted, I didn't do properly my all these ritual practice. So this is the confession. In the middle of the practice we get angry, you know, sometimes we get, I don't know, desire, all these things. So it's a the form of confessing that, yeah. So we have to do one pointedly while you are doing Vajra Sattva, we have to confess. And then the later one, it is all more or less same, you know, it's a confess, it goes in the category of confessing yeah. So then and then either my head to boy in the end of the container they want but the Mahashaman I saw her, that one also we do 3 times. And then now this one, okay. So now the dissolution comes, yeah. So here, as it says here, page number 108, yeah, you are page number 108. You who engage in the welfare of all sentient beings, grant us the siddhis you possesses. When you depart from the Buddha fields with compassion, please do come again in the future. Benzer Moon. So this is who we are sending back with these 4 lines. We have visualized, in the front, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya form, and then from the 4 level of guest, so as I said, the first level, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, and then Buddha, Bodhisattvas comes in the first one. So in these 4 lines, we are the just respected guest, we are sending them back. That's why here it says, you who engage in the welfare of sentient beings, benefit of sentient beings, all these Buddhas, the 3 kayas form of Buddhas and Guru, all this, came in front of us in order to help beings, in order to benefit beings. So the welfare of all sentient beings, grant us that siddhis you possess. So we are requesting, just to grant us with all the siddhis which you possess, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas possess. Once you depart from the Buddha field, now we are asking them to, go back. Go back means you can please now, you can go back, and, once you depart from the Buddha's field, with compassion, Buddhas and all the Gurus and Buddhas is compassion. With compassion, please do come again when I request. So we are requesting them to go, and then whenever I request you to come back, please do kindly come back, So with this, we do this mudra. So we can do like that. It's just, I can record it for you in this coming weekday and then send it to you. It's an easy mudra. So this with all 4 lines. Keki semjen dungunze jesu tumbe modu sange yuldu shegne gan larian tuje jumba benzer. We have to do the snap. So it's just like that. Yeah. We do, for example, we do this embrace mudra is similar to that. So the right hand goes above and then left hand goes below, and then just cross it and then snap it. It's very easy, yeah. So we do with 4 lines. Keki semjen dungunze jesu tumbe modu sange yuldu shegne kyan larian tuje jumbarat benzer. So we have to visualize all this great, the respected guests, all of them gone, they departed from what we visualize, yeah. So that is that part. And then the second one, so the second one is for the lower, the 2 guests, the 6 realms beings, and then all the spirit and all this, I don't know, the spirit and formless form. There are so many spirits, as I talked the other day. From the 4 guests, first 2 guests comes in the first 4 line, the one we already did. Now this one, we are asking them to go back, the spirit and who really desire for blood and flesh and food and what all these kind of a temporary thing they are desiring for. So those are also here. So we are sending them back. So so here it says here, with this offering and gift to whoever are in this place. So we have visualized, they all came in front of us when we did the front visualization. With this offering and gift, so we have given lots of, we have offered lots of offerings, gift, and whoever are in these places, the spirit who wander below the earth, yeah. The spirit who wander below the earth, those who dwell in its surface, and those who roam above. Yeah, so all these are more like spirit and formless kind of spirit and all. May this satisfy all of you. Now please return to your own distinct places, Sarvabuddha Gathas. So this in Sanskrit is also, we have in the beginning, the former part, we have Banzir Mu is the Sanskrit term to sending them back. And then here Sarvabuddha Gatha, the Sanskrit term to send all these lower guests back. Yeah. So here, okay, so here we have to visualize all these lower guests, the second to six realm beings and spirit, all of them go back, you know. So we have to do, there's another mudra, so it's a kind of other way around. So the first one we did like that, so this one now it goes the other way around, it goes like that, and then we have to do like that, down there. So okay, do slowly one together. So the later I can send you the video. Chujin neder kang la ba jungbo sao gyua da kang saten ko ba salar gyua kang ba guar gila rangnes thamche thade doare sarva buddhagatha. It goes below. So your left hand is below, and then the right hand is above. So yeah, we have to do like that. You know, so the other one is like that. This one is below. Okay. Yeah. So it's a Sarva Buddha Gatha is the Sanskrit term to sending them back. Okay, let's do one together. Chujin neder kang la ba jungpo sao gyua kang yang saten kupa da salar gyua kang guar gila rangne su thamche thade droar sarva buddha gatha. Okay, so after this we have to pause, we have to meditate for a while. So in that meditation, now the front, whatever we have, front visualization, all, you know, the two upper realm, we have requested them to go back, and then we just send them the two lower realm, we also, not realm, sorry, lower guest, we send them back. So here we have to just then we have to do a little bit of meditation. So in that meditation, yourself, we have self-visualization, right? So self-visualization also, you know, the front, you can say the Gurumbachi in the front, we have a Gurumbachi in the front that dissolve into you, and then you also dissolve yourself. Guru Padma Sambhava also dissolve, and it become like a light, and then that light also dissolve into the emptiness that we have to visualize here. So that is the dissolution. Yeah, the Gurumbachi in the front, or you maybe if you feel like Gurumbachi also, you know, went back to Zangdokpari, then it's okay for, among the two upper guests. If not, then you have a Gurumbachi in front of you that can dissolve into you. Yeah, dissolve into you. Gurumbachi become a light, form of light, you know, dissolve and become in a form of light that dissolve into you, yourself as a Guru Padma Sambhava, and then yourself also dissolve, and it become like a light form, and then that also dissolve into shunyata, into emptiness. So then try to remain in that state of mind for as long as possible. If you are practicing individually, then you can remain in the Mahamudra state of mind for how long as long as you can. So, but if you are doing like collectively, like when we do in temple, so it depends on chanting master, you know, how long. We don't remain that long, because, you know, again, we have to read a lot. So individually, when you do individually, this is a great opportunity to just remain. Then Guru Rinpoche dissolve into you, you also dissolve into light, and that dissolve into shunyata. So shunyata is the Mahamudra, Dzogpa Chenpo, great perfection. And then without any thought, you know, without any concept, you know, don't let our mind to distract about the past. Don't let go our mind go wild about the past or anything about the future, not even the present, you know. presently you are in the presence, you can hear, you can see, you can smell, you can touch, you can feel, yet without any concept. You can see so many things in front of you. So we as a Vajrayana practitioner, when you do meditation, we are not recommended to close your eyes. With closed eyes is a Hinayana way of doing. It's a lesser vehicle way of doing it, because they have to, if they open their eyes, they see so many things and they get distracted. So they rather close your Sorry, my internet dropped and then I think just came back. Sorry for that. Yeah, and anyway, I think now time is also almost over. I thought what to do, and then it came back. I think there was some internet problem. You all can hear me properly now? Okay. So we are just at the dissolution, yeah. So then, as I said, dissolve Gurumukhi into you, and then try to be remain in the you know the how do you say, in the state of your own mind, without any conceptual thought, no clinging. As I said, I was saying that, no, let your eyes to see anything, but don't cling on to it. Let your ears to hear anything, the voice, people talking, I think train noise, car noise, aeroplane noise, dog barking. Let ears to hear, but don't cling on to it. Whatever you feel, hear, see, all these five senses, let them work, and then, but don't cling on to it, and then try to meditate. So that is we say Mahamudra, or then try to just, without any clinging, without any notion of conceptual thought, just try to remain in the very present. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future, don't think about the present also. You can see, you can hear, you can feel, let them do it, but don't cling on to it. So that is we say, the nature of your own mind. Then remain in that state of mind for as long as you can. So that is the we call it Zogrim, the dissolution. So whatever we visualize is we say the generation, stage of generation. So here we are dissolving everything, and then there is no, you are practicing the union, or you are practicing the Mahamudra. So in that state of mind, try to remain as much as possible. Then if you can't do it, then we have to do the dedication. Here it comes, Gewadi Nyurduda, the next page here. Yeah, dedication comes then. So by virtue of this merit, may I swiftly attain the state of Guru, Idam Dakini, protectors and guardians. May all the beings without exception be established at that level. So that is the dedication. By doing this Nolsang, may by this virtue of the merit, may I swiftly attain the state of Guru, Daka and Dakini, or Guru, Idam and Dakini. Yeah? And then protectors and guardians. Then by that, then may all beings, so all the beings, for the benefit of all the beings, may all beings without exception be established at that level. So all beings be liberated. So for that sake, we are dedicating. Yeah. So this is the dedication. Anyway, so we leave that there today. So that is the dissolution. I hope it's quite clear enough. If not, then again we can always talk. You can any doubt or any question, or if it is not clear enough, we can always talk later on it. So that's for today, and then now you all can unmute, and if any question, it's already at 20. Yeah, I think quite late, getting late for many of you anyway. Any question you have, then quickly we can have an interaction, and then yeah, we can do the last dedication. Okay, yeah, unmute. And any question? No questions?
Today by the text, because is it the Nolsang practice, the July 25th daylight one? Because
yes,
there are a lot of different. When I was following with the English translation, then the Tibetan came, and it was completely different from what the text had. So I got very confused.
Which Tibetan?
What we were reciting when we did the English translation first. When furthermore, when we got to the furthermore part. And then suddenly the text was completely different from the translation was the same, but the text was different from what you were all reading. So I think I'm not sure what kind of text I got.
Oh, really?
Everything's a little bit in the muddle today.
You stick with the daylight Nolsang, but I think that's the latest version. I think the rest you all can delete, yeah, unless we have marked or anything, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
the one I was following until I wasn't following. Anyhow,
oh, you are following.
I'll ask somebody.
Oh, then it was not matching, yeah.
Yeah, it was not matching.
Oh, then I don't know. Maybe I. Okay, we'll find out what is it, yeah, and then let you know.
Thank you. No, I don't know what I did because I had the Zoom on the computer, so I was doing it on the iPad. But then if you touch the iPad, it jumps the pages. Then I tried to get back, and it was all a muddle after that. So,
Yeah.
I did find the English translation of where it started to furthermore, about the smoke. Let it be purified by all this kind of thing, and then where it says furthermore something, I can't remember now the text, but it was completely different. So I was
the last part of the Nolsang, that is the furthermore one. Yeah, okay, I think it's matching. Maybe you just because that Nolsang, yeah, this one. Furthermore, let the medicinal fragrance of precious plants purify all of us. That part is the one. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Tinsinla, please, about the
it's Martha. I'm sorry you can't.
What is it? Can't hear properly. Who is speaking, Teresa? Yeah, Teresa. Couldn't hear.
About the second, there is a part you said we don't have to do if we have less time. Is it because I've got different page numbers, is it the part that starts with Hangu Sumgu Sumlama down?
Yeah.
Where it says to the Guru embodies the three kayas and three transmissions. From there until the end of the second, we don't always have to do it if we have less time. That's what I'm asking. I wasn't sure.
You can skip it sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Tingla, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, it's Martha. I'm sorry not to have my video on. I'm driving. My question for you is, what do you do with the in the Sekyam? What do you do with the liquid if you're offering actual liquid? What do you do with it at the end of the offering? And when do you do it?
You can take it outside and then put it in a clean place. That's it. Wait, I mean, that I forgot to point. There's what I will tell tomorrow. Where we have to take it out. There's a point to take it out, and then put it in a clean place. Normally, if you have, we make some kind of a stage to offer all these things. I mean, little stage. But if you don't have a stage and put in a clean place like garden, or I don't know, on the rooftop of your house, yeah, all these places you can put.
So you could put it in a rose bed, for example, with the flowers.
Flowers?
Yes, in the rose bed, for example, would be okay.
Oh yeah, rose, I mean, flowers pot, yeah.
Yeah.
I think should be okay because those are clean. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is this Sophie?
No, it's Martha in the US.
Oh, okay. But
You're driving? But Sophie, like me. Yes, I'm driving from Maine back to New Jersey today. But amazingly, the signal has held the whole time.
Wow, so you are driving, you are listening to this?
I am indeed. I've been humming along. It's good I can't look at the text, but it's wonderful to learn the melodies better.
Okay, great. Wow, well done. Multitasking. Okay. Yeah, any other question? Drive carefully,
Thank you, Tingla. I'm being very careful.
Okay, yeah. Okay, any other question?
I have a question.
Yes,
And this, what should I say? The see you tomorrow mutra and prayer, sending sending back. Is that in River Sanchu? After River Sanchu, is that the same prayer or same mutra?
It's same. It's the same.
If I-
The sending is the Rio Sancho part. We have put it here. It's the same dissolution, and the dissolution or the sending them back is the same as Rio Sancho.
Oh, okay, clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I will send the mudras. Okay. And I think in the coming week, mudras how to do. It's a very easy one anyway. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yes.
Regarding when we are doing the practice by ourselves, like when is the point that we should take the offering to the rooms? You said that we should offer in the different rooms of the house. So
Smoke or the nectar? Smoke, yeah.
smoke, yeah.
Oh, okay. Smoke. While you are, I mean, if you are few, if you are individual, then I think one chapter. There are many different like kind of chapters. Yeah, I would say chapter. So when we from the point we can start burning. So once you finish the first one, and then after that you can take, and then you are another set we are reading it. So after reading finishing, you can take. If you are individually doing it, if you are 2 or 3 people, and I think also anyway you all would like prefer to read entirely without skipping. So in that sense, end of the one chapter, not the middle of it, end of the one chapter finishing, you can take it. Yeah? You can take to all the different rooms. For example, here in Amitabha, we have Chopun, you know, the shrine masters separately. So while we are doing it, so they will take to all the different places. Yeah. So individual is different thing. You know, you can always do in the end of it. Yeah. Yeah. Any other question?
Tinzinla, I have one question, please. The long life prayer of His Holiness.
Yeah.
Can you remind me? He requested that we use the prayer from his teacher, Ancho Rinpoche, instead of the usual prayers. Is that what you said last time?
Oh, so say it again.
Sorry, the prayer that's in the Losang that we're doing now. You said that His Holiness requested that we recite this prayer instead of the usual prayer.
Oh, the usual one is given by Dujun Rinpoche, and we all now know by heart, yeah? So Holiness says an exchange. This one is also very precious, given by Andrew Rinpoche. So Holiness said it's good to read all the time. Because we, I mean, even us, you know, I mean, we are considered to be always reciting all these. Even as we don't have in by heart, we can't do it unless we read in, you know. So Holiness said, get used to it and then try to do this more than the common one. We all know very easily wherever we can always do it. So as a change, or I think definitely it has lots of, how do you say, it's a very profound. I think definitely profound, equally it's a profound, you know, and I think it's a very effective in somewhat. That's what I feel. So I think that's why Holiness thought of he has given this to us to recite. Yeah. So I think it's good for us. Yeah.
Sorry. So there's no like particular reason as far as obstacles or anything with His Holiness's life that he made the request to change those prayers?
I don't think so. It was quite long ago, not only in this the pandemic time. Before then, that Holiness asked, I think few months or I think few years, not few years, I think around a year ago, he was advising us to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question? No, yeah? Okay, so then we can keep it there for today. I leave you all there without taking too much of time. So see you tomorrow, and then tomorrow let's see what I can focus. Yeah, I think few things in the beginning I have to explain. I think we can always talk about it, and then whatever is left, I think from the Nolsang, and also the motivation about the Mantrayana, I will focus on that. And then yeah, see you tomorrow then. Yeah, have a good day, good evening, good time ahead. Wish you all the best. Yeah, see you tomorrow then. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Bye.